Welcome back, folks. This is Help with Gadgets. This is Tommy, and what you've got on the table before you today is a little bit different than what I usually have. Normally, I'll have maybe one knife that I'll do a review, and I'll compare it to several other knives, but I've had a sort of kind of challenge from some other YouTube channels to come up with my favorite 3 Chinese-made knives. Now, this is a controversial, well, somewhat controversial for some folks, point about Chinese knives versus knives made in the United States. But in my opinion, it is what it is. Many years ago, decisions were made, and manufacturing was, a lot of the manufacturing in the United States was moved outside of the United States. There are some knife manufacturers in the United States, and I'm hoping some of that will continue to grow. However, that being said, there are some Chinese makers that are doing a very good job with making knives. So let's talk about some of those today, and I'll even start off by saying there are some other ones that I'm going to go ahead and show that I think are some good knives. This is the Ozark Trail, Ozark Grail, some folks call it. And for $10, not a bad knife. It is what it is. You can hate on it, you can not like it, but for $10, it's not a bad knife. There's other knives. Vosteed makes some good budget models. This is the Vosteed Acorn. I received this one as a present. I really like this knife. It's a pretty cool knife, in my opinion. I like it better than even some of the other Vosteed models. But I think this one runs about $60, I believe. Not a bad knife. This is the Artisan Cutlery Centauri, Mini Centauri. And I'm not even sure how much this one is new, but I don't think it's that much. Another good example of a well-made Chinese knife, in my opinion. Here's a knife that maybe a lot of you have. A QSP Penguin. There's several variants, but this particular variant's about $30 if I'm not mistaken. Not a bad knife. A really good EDC knife. There's others. This is the Miguron Morial, and I believe this one's about 40 or 50 maybe. And it comes with a titanium clip. Not a bad knife. Action on it is actually really good for what I would consider to be a budget knife. So there are some well-made budget knives that are not bad at all. This is a Kaiser Sparrow. I think this one runs about $150, $160, something like that. Again, not a bad knife. CJRB Feldspar. Again, I think I did upgrade it a little bit with a titanium clip, but this is a good knife. So I think what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of good knives out there that are Chinese made. And then you look at some of the more premiums. Well, maybe not this one. This one would be in the $100 to $200 range. So not a budget knife, but again, not a bad knife at all. I'm going to talk about some of these knives. I'm going to remove some of the knives from the table as I talk about them and try to whittle this down to my favorite 3 knives. So, and I'll have my various reasons. And my reasons that I like these specific knives may not be the same reasons that you might like them. So this is just my opinion. So let's go ahead and take the Kaiser Militao off the table. Well, it's a very good knife. Well, it's a knife that I really enjoy. I don't carry it that much anymore, but I still think it's a really good knife. Action on it's really good for a not expensive knife, in my opinion. Again, I think they're right at $150 if I'm not mistaken. So not a bad knife. Let's see here. Let's remove the high grain DeVille. Not that it's not a good knife. This is not my knife. So I'm gonna take this one out simply because it's not my knife. However, I do want to talk about this knife for a second. I think it's $380. This is a well-made knife. Got a nice hollow grind. Various opening methods. It's got premium materials on the scales. This dark matter carbon fiber. Really, really well done. Premium materials. But it's $380. So that's starting to get into the territory that I might want to spend my money somewhere else. This is a Vulcan Customs out of California, not a Chinese knife. And this was $325 for a one-off custom Magna Cut, made in the USA. So that's when I start to waffle just a little bit. However, let's see what I want to take off next. Well, I'm going to take this one off next. Not that it's not a really good knife. This one's actually on loan to me from TKE, and this is the Clydesdale from New Breed Design. And it's a really good knife. And I think these, if I'm not mistaken, these were around $160. Premium materials. This one has been anodized by Mr. Eddie, but very nice. I think it's 14C. Yep, 14C on the blade steel for this. It's a really good knife. Various opening methods. I would say this is a really good value. But I'm going to go ahead and take it off the table because, again, it's not my knife. All right, this is the last one that's not mine. This one's on loan from Fred the Lug. And when I looked up this knife, I was a little bit surprised at the price. I think this was right at $160. And I mean, you can see the micro milling there on the blade. It's got speed holes. They're not my favorite. But these are really well done. You've got a copper, I guess, copper or brass pivot collar and a backspacer, maybe plated, I don't know. But you've got your frag milling here. You've got more micro milling there on the scales. Action for days with this particular one. Acoustics are awesome. One thing that I do wish it had a forward choil on this. I keep wanting to go forward on this knife, and it wouldn't be a good idea. But again, let's see. I don't know. Let's see, did I say that? What the steel was on this one? I don't remember. But it's it's S45VN. There we go. Come on, S45VN. It's a really good knife, but now I've got to figure out which one's going to be my favorites, and I really don't know. This is a more difficult decision now that I've whittled it down to these four. This one's a really good knife. It's a PMP Knives Aries S90V on the blade steel, which is a good steel. You got titanium scales. This is the Berg Blade Sweeney. Now this one's actually designed by a someone here in America, and they've had their product produced in China, much like this one here, and much like this one here, and maybe some other ones. So that's something to add into the equation. I believe this one here is designed by someone here in the U.S. Maybe this is the Tuya Voodoo. And he definitely is designed by someone here in America, David Freeman. So there's that. This is Vosteed. This is their RS Chaos, and this is a collaboration with, and I can't remember the name of the company, but it's based here in the United States. So, and I'm not sure about this one. I'm not sure who the designer of this one is. But very nice, very good knives. This one, M390 on the blade steel. This one is, I want to say this one's M390. Could be wrong about that. If I am, I'll try to remember to throw up the correction there on the screen. But now I'm trying to decide which ones are going to stay. Which are going to be my three favorite. I know this one is, because I've been carrying it in pocket a lot lately. And I think I'm going to have to go with this one here as one of the other ones. This is just a knife that I really like. Action on it's awesome. I've enjoyed this one a good bit. So I think I'm going to do that one. But I don't know of these two which one I'm going to choose. But the whole deal is I'm supposed to get this down to 3. And the action on both of these are great. Pretty much drop shut on the Aries, and this is a top liner lock, so you just disengage and it closes. Oh man. Funny thing is, I'm usually not a fan of coated blades, but this has landed. Two of the 4 that I've chosen here are coated blades. Well, all right. I think I'm just going to have to go with the Vosteed RS Chaos, simply because I do enjoy this one, carrying this one a good bit. I wish it were a top flipper as well, but you can't have it all apparently. But I think I'm gonna have to lay those 3 down as my top 3 Chinese-made knives. Although it was a difficult decision here with the PMP Aries. So these are just based off of my feelings about the knives. I like the aesthetic of the knives. I like the action of the knives. I like how they carry in pocket. Probably wouldn't have them if I didn't like them. So there you have it. Those are my 3. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite Chinese-made knife is. I mean, you can tell me why you don't like Chinese-made knives, but and that's okay. That's your opinion on that as well. If I were able to get and as I mentioned, some of the custom makers are making knives that are about the same price as some of these knives. This one, I think this one was may have been $300 when it was new. I think they're selling for about $160 now. This one was less than $300, and I believe this one was $250. But again, this one was $325, and that's a custom knife. So there you have it. That's my choices for this challenge, and let me know what you think. Please hit the like button if you've enjoyed the content. hit the subscribe if you're not already subscribed and you would like to enjoy more of the content that I'm producing. And yeah, leave a comment. Hope to see y'all again soon. Appreciate you watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day.